When we come back, bidding for bones, the unprecedented sale of a rare dinosaur fossil. You can buy just about anything, it seems, on the internet. Now a dealer in Texas is even using the web to sell a complete skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus rex, one of the rarest fossils in the world. Gina Smith looks at the controversy surrounding the sale.
It's the star attraction in the grand halls of only 9 museums in the world. Tyrannosaurus rex. Only 21 have ever been found, most of them only in pieces.
This is a 13-inch T-Rex tooth, and it's the largest T-Rex tooth ever found.
Fossil dealer Jim Wyatt is selling this tooth and all the pieces that make up a Tyrannosaurus rex for $12 million. It's the first to be sold commercially.
This specimen, this skull, represents probably the best T-Rex skull ever found. Whoever does purchase the specimen is, again, getting a grade A specimen, top of the line.
He's selling this ancient creature in a very modern way.
Here you can click on the Z-Rex icon.
Over the internet.
I can advertise much better than any television show, magazine, or newspaper can ever hope to achieve. You know, I reach millions of people.
It is a natural way to market fossils to scientists. After all, they created the internet. But now you too can log on and buy the bones of one of the world's most notorious dinosaurs, assembly included. Wyatt is selling the Tyrannosaurus rex for the owners, Alan Detrich and his partners. Detrich runs an antique store in Great Bend, Kansas, and hunts fossils on the side. On a tip, he discovered the bones on private land in South Dakota, paid the rancher for permission to dig, and excavated the T-Rex.
We went to South Dakota and uncovered it. It was probably the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Now these 3 bones here.
Wyatt and Detrich are part of the growing business of commercial fossil sales. With the blockbuster success of films like Lost World, public interest in Jurassic artifacts is on the rise. And although it is legal to hunt fossils on private land, selling rare specimens worries some scientists.
I think the more money is put on, a dollar bill is put on a fossil, the quicker you're going to see these things disappear, just like the artifacts before them, and they're not going to be replaced.
Paleontologist Paul Serino says the loss to science outweighs the pride of ownership.
Not all fossils are equal. The fossils that are valuable to the scientific community, fossils that are of special importance, like Tyrannosaurus, belong in museums where they can be accessed by the public and by scientists alike.
Jim Wyatt says he'll sell it to a museum that has $12 million.
As a commercial dealer, we feel that the public has just as much right to own a specimen or appreciate the natural beauty of a specimen than to have every single fossil go to a paleontologist.
But at the asking price of $12 million, it would be the highest price ever paid for a fossil.
I always said the difference between men and boys is the price of their toys. It would take a lot of money to keep this animal. I mean, we're talking about an animal with 13-inch teeth, over a 5-foot skull, and 40-foot long. Where are you going to put that? In your kitchen? There ain't no way.
Most T-Rexes end up in museums, but who knows where this one will end up. It's the first time one will be sold on the open market. Gina Smith, ABC News.
That's Discovery News for this week. I'm Steve Avison. We'll see you next time.
Discovery News is a presentation of the Discovery Channel and ABC News.
On America, putting a price tag on a priceless discovery. Remains of a dinosaur found on a South Dakota ranch are about to go on the auction block. The sale of such a treasure has touched off a debate of prehistoric proportions. Richard Schlesinger reports tonight on these bones of contention.
She shares a warehouse with the cast-offs of the privileged at Sotheby's auction house. Tucked away in a climate-controlled room lies a 65-million-year-old pile of bones, a Tyrannosaurus rex named Sue.
That skull is 5 feet from front to back.
In October, she'll be sold to the highest bidder by auctioneer David Redden.
And this one is 90% complete, by far the most complete T-Rex ever discovered.
She's also larger than any other Tyrannosaurus rex on display.
This is the forearm. The paleontologists look at this and they get goosebumps.
Sue is named for the scientist who discovered her. By all accounts, one of the most significant finds ever.
It also has the most wonderful surface color, and the paleontologists agree that that wonderful, wonderful sort of brown patina that you see on it, which looks to me like a wonderful, rich bronze color, is a sort of fabulous color for a dinosaur.
But it's tough to look at these bronze bones and not see gold.
That's a claw.
Sotheby's placed a value of $1 million plus on Sue.
And unbelievably ferocious.
And that has scared a lot of scientists who operate on budgets that are often bare bones.
The value of fossils should be scientific and educational and not commercial.
Paleontologist David Krauss worries if the price of fossils is bid up by private dealers, it will be at the expense of public institutions.
Sue could end up anywhere. It could end up in a private collection. It could end up in someone's very large living room. It could end up in this country. It could end up overseas.
The most appropriate home for Sue is an American scientific institution.
And Sotheby's promises to do all it can to sell Sue to scientists. David Redden will allow American research facilities 3 years to pay for her on very favorable terms.
So if you're a scientific institution, you can buy a dinosaur on time?
Yes, exactly. And no interest,
But
too.
no interest.
No interest.
Foreigners or private collectors will have to pay cash.
Who would you like to buy Sue? You have any favorite?
The Sultan of Brunei.
The Sultan of Brunei?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's got enough money that he could really make the bidding interesting.
Alan Detrich has a lot at stake in Sue.
I tell you, I do have an unusual one over there.
He is an antiques dealer in Great Bend, Kansas, who also digs for fossils. He has what he says is the second most complete T-Rex discovered. It's also for sale. $12 million. Detrich says the price is firm and fair.
Somebody has got to go dig them, and they got to be rewarded for it. Now, if you don't reward them for it, they aren't going to dig them.
Commercial fossil collectors have worked hand in hand with scientists in the past. The difference is the payoff. Profit versus knowledge. Competition for a piece of prehistory could become intense if Sue fetches a high price.
Buy Sue. It's the best one. Because you'll be taking the best one off the market, and then we'll be able to sell ours, hopefully, for more.
But David Redden says he's hoping for more than just money.
It does need to find the right home, and I'm going to work very hard to make sure it does.
So how much is history worth?
Pretty cool, huh?
Historians and philosophers have been trying to decide. Now it's between scientists and salesmen. In Great Bend, Kansas, I'm Richard Schlesinger for Eye on America.